Recently, there is a bright comet appear in the sky just before the Christmas last year, and then still very bright at this moment. This comet, called Comet Atlas, destination number is C/2024 G3. Well, why there are so many comet called Atlas? What does that mean? Well, we all know the comet is always named by the people discover it, but at this moment, we have so many huge organizations. They teams up together, especially those organization has a lot of great equipment and the highest grade astronomer to working together. So that's why always huge organization get the chance to name comet. For example, like Atlas stand for the asteroid terrestrial impact last alert system. So this is a organization to observe those asteroid, the potential impact to Earth. So that's why they keep an eyes around Earth's orbit and the sun. That's why they can discover comet. There's other organizations called SOHO, or maybe some observatory. Okay, nevertheless, today we're going to learn about this comet, its path in the sky, and its potential impact in astrology. Well, but then first, if you want to use the software to find out a comet, we can only use those stargazing software. I don't need to teach you how to use a so-called like a mobile phone app like a Star Walk or maybe Sky Safari, because with those apps, it's very easy to find this comet on the map. But there is a very powerful tool. A lot of people using it called Stellarium. It's a free app on the desktop. But unfortunately for Comet, it's not always there. We have to configure it. So that's the beginning, how to use Stellarium to find out the position of the Comet Atlas. Okay, so let me going to share my screen with Stellarium. Here we are. Now we have Stellarium, and I'm going to make it big. Yeah, here we are. So the first thing is we're going to add a comment into the software because it's not always there. We have to manually bring them in. So first we go into the search window, and if we will see if we can find the atlas. So for example, C/, you just type destination number C/2024 G3. It's not there. So we know we have to manually bring them in. Now we have to go to the configuration. Okay, go to configuration and go to plugins. Go to plugins and scroll down. Then you will find Solar System Editor. Solar System Editor. Then we go to another, click this configurate. And then there is so many things, configure file, solar system. Let's click solar system. And then here, there are so many comments that I used to bring them in before. I'm not going to touch them. I'm going to click the underneath. There is a bar called import arbitrary element MPC format. So here we are. And there is a last and all these kind of things. Again, orbit element or online search. If you go to online search, you type C/2024 G3. See if you can look at. Yes, here we are. Now we can click it and then edit object. That's it. It's on our system now. So let's go back to see if we can see it. All right. So let me close all these window and see if we can see it. Oh no, I have to find it, right? I have to find it. So now I have it. Where it is? Here we are. This a tiny little stuff. Let me zoom in a bit. This tiny position is this comet called C/2024 G3. Okay. So where it is? Well, this comet has a very interesting orbit. Let me see. For the astrologer, what we really care is about where this comet pass by? Well, this comet is will pass by from the December 2024. It was in Sagittarius and will go through Capricorn and eventually at this moment is in Aquarius. Oh, interesting. We all know when we talk about Aquarius, we know what planet is there at this moment. Okay, so let me give you some basic information about this comet. This comet was discovered at 5th of April 2024 at 2 degree Capricorn. You can write it down, okay? 2 degree Capricorn. And then according my research, I'm following all the internet comet observatory data. Then I noticed that the first report of seeing this comet with naked eye, this is for me. Maybe you are not going to follow it, but for me, I personal thinking that we only consider comet impact when it is visible by our naked eye. That's a little bit traditional view. If not, why I'm saying this? Because the idea is there are tens of thousands, million comets there. For example, Halley's comet is still there. So are we going to consider Halley's comet today's impact? Or we only consider when it can be seen by our naked eye. So I follow this traditional rule, but also I'm a modern astrologer, but I'm still quite happy with this rule when I apply to comet. It's an unusual thing you can see with your eye, and that has impact. So the first thing looks like it's on 22nd December 2024. Not only there's a report, but also its magnitude going to below the magnitude 7. That day's position was at 16 Sagittarius. 16 Sagittarius. Its perihelion is on the 13th of January. Okay, perihelion is on the 13th of January 2025, weeks ago, and that position wasn't 100% sure. It moved very fast on that day. It passed the sun, so it was between 21 degree Capricorn to 27 degree Capricorn on that day. It crossed the sun perihelion. Okay, at this moment, it can still be seen by naked eye. Before I start this record, I went to the Comet data sharing group. There are still people report seeing this comet this morning. So it is still visible with naked eye, magnitude 3, around magnitude 3. So if you're not familiar with stargazing, I should tell you, the smaller number, the star brighter. For example, the Jupiter can be -4, okay? The Venus will be minus, I think Venus can also be -2, -4, something like that. So at this moment, this comet is magnitude 3. Well, it's like a dim star. You can barely see it in the maybe, countryside, or maybe you can see it maybe just a suburban area. Okay. We don't know how long this will last because comets is always surprising. I have some information to share with you after I introduce these important things. This comet, so far, we reckon we can see it until early February, and it will go down to magnitude 7 that lost our contact with comet with our naked eye. Okay. How are we going to talk about this comet? This comet is very interesting because once astronomer calculated its orbit, then when we realize this comet, when it's going to the perihelion date on the 13th of January, it was very, very, very close to the sun. So we call it kind of sun grazing comet. It's like they graze the sun. But this type of comet, there is two characteristics. One, they will become super bright. This comet is very tiny. It's a very small. But just because it's close to the sun, very close to the sun, it makes it super bright. That's the reason why it's super bright. But another reason, when it gets too close to sun, it will get burned. any object, that's astrology 101, right? The traditional astrology talking about the combustion anyway. So when it get too close to sun, this comet has chance to get burned and destroyed by the sun. According to the orbit we have, when it on the 13th of January, when it get it to the when it was in the perihelion position, it was 0.09 AU astronomical unit. Well, how long is 0.09 AU? It's a 13 million kilometer. It's very, very close to the sun. And that was we always will worry this type of comet will not survive when they pass its perihelion. Surprisingly, it survived, so it became a bright comet. It's not still not great comet. And the reason because it's very small, but because it get too close to sun, so it was super bright. Even can be seen on the daytime. It was on the 13th and the 5th, on the 13th and the 14th January. This comet was a daytime comet. Can be seen during the daytime. But anyway, as I said, it is very small, so it's not like exaggerated. You will see the bright comet tail in the daytime. No, you can see the light dot in the daytime if you have a telescope. That's the reason. But during the nighttime, because the darker and we can see the tail, we can see the comet. So it is a visible comet, still a visible comet. So now let's go to see its orbit. Now let's go to see its orbit. Here I have the software srellarium. So I'm going to move day by day, and see at this moment this comet is in the. Let me use a tool. How about constellation? So the comet was passed from the constellation Scorpius. Okay, it's a scorpion, but for the tropical zodiac, it would be in Sagittarius. Okay, so it was past the Scorpio and move toward to Sagittarius. Now we are on the 31st of December, and it was just go past by the top of Scorpio's tail. And now on the 1st of January, it is very interesting, although here we have a market, but this is the tiny territory of the Ophiuchus constellation. Okay, now I'm talking about constellation in the sky rather than tropical zodiac. Okay, so on the 1st of January, it passed the Ophiuchus constellation just for one day, and then moved to Sagittarius constellation on the 3rd, and it passed the arch area of the Sagittarius. Then toward to the 10th, it going right top of the archer's head, the Sagittarius head. And then you can see the light dot is getting brighter and brighter. And we know when it come to the 13th of January, it crosses the sun. It's perihelion. Perihelion is on this day. It's very close to the sun, and it was on the still in the Sagittarius constellation, but it will turn, it will change direction. Okay, now it move down to the the little bit of south part of sky, and continue moving it course just temporary. It go to the Capricorn constellation for a while. It still start coming down, go to the southern part of sky. Okay, and then on the 20th of January, I think it's about this time, I think it's 20th of January-ish, it will go through the Microscopius. I think so. Yes, 20 January to 21st January. It stay there for one day and then move on to the famous constellation called Pisces Australius, Thousand Fish. And then it will stay in this constellation until the early February before it disappear from our eyesight. Well, if you use telescope, you can still see it. But if you want to use just use the naked eye observation, I think you can see it until maybe like a third. So far, the estimated is around the 3rd of February. You can see it until 3rd of February. But as I say, this is not guaranteed. We can lose contact with this comet with our eyesight. We can lose contact with this comet with eyesight maybe by tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We never know. We never know. Comet keep changing, but this is only estimated so far because the first I didn't. For example, to be honest, I feel a little bit shame. I'm a bit lazy and I was quite busy for my book and also I'm traveling at this moment. So I really didn't pay attention just because I know it is a sun-grazing comet, so it could be destroyed by the sun. So I say, wow, you know what? When people notice it, I can do my homework. So this is part of my homework. Okay. So we have the path of this comet, the few things I want to mention to you, and I can share my file with you. Okay, just a little bit, and we will come back to this star map again. Okay. So I have a few information to astrology information to share with you. Just give me a second. Here we are. So sums up what I tell you, and there is usually, this is in my research, when we study comet first, there are few sensitive degree that we must pay attention. If you have lowest degree, maybe you can really apply energy of this comet, and later we will see an example. Okay, so it was discovered on the 5th of April 2024 at 2 degree Capricorn. The first things, or the magnitude going down to the can be seen by the naked eye magnitude 6 was on the 16th of Sagittarius. The perihelion is on the 13th of January, and it was moved between 21 to 27 Capricorn. I think it's more like 22. That's what I remember. It's more like 22. Okay, it was very close to the sun on 22 degree. Well, so far we don't know the last day to be seen. That if I find out, I will update. But so far we kind of estimated around the 3rd of February, around 26 degree Aquarius. If you have any planet like me around here, well, maybe you can contact, you can channel it, maybe, let me say that, channeling the comet energy, okay? And well, there is one information, but this may not what I say may not apply to this comet because on the 8th of January, it closely ecliptic. But the reason I say it may not apply to this comet because it wasn't visible at that time. So for the tropical zodiac, well, between the 22nd of December to the 5th of January, it was in Sagittarius. Between the 5th of January to 14th of January, it was in tropical zodiac Capricorn. And between the 14th January to the 3rd of February, it was in Aquarius. At this moment, it is in Aquarius. So let me play a little bit like a so-called the ancient astrologer's style to make a so-called forecast or prediction. So it first to be seen around the Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about the fire sign, is mutable fire sign. So it could be lightning strike. It could be related to religion, higher education. It could be related to maybe the war, fire. And we know the California fire was so big, okay, that from my point of view, I will relate it to comet first to be seen on the first comet was the first to be seen on the fire side on the 22nd of December. Okay, and then Another thing was the I think the war, okay? But we also have a ceasefire at this moment. Okay, that will be interesting. Then also Comet passed to Capricorn. Well, we know this is a star sign related to the politic organization. Okay, it is also has a powerful impact on our so-called our civilization, political system, economic system. This may suggest this following year we may going to experience some turbulence around politic and economic. Well, when I say political, I think most astrologer, or if you follow my channel, we already know you don't need astrology. We already know since Trump elected at the inauguration. We already know he's changing a lot of things, and we don't know what he's going to change. Is he going to totally change American political system too? From democratic system to something else? Hey, you never know, okay? He thinks he can do everything. Anyway, the political role, okay, that is also, like for example, the Elon Musk's Nazi salute, or he just like what? Ancient Roman salute? I don't know. So the political route would be because Comet appear in the Capricorn, and then finally Comet in Aquarius sign, that would be technology, AI, okay? Any kind, not only AI, any kind of technology, space could be, space system, space competition, okay? And also could be the humanitarian crisis. Aquarius is a sign related to group of people, our society, or group of people have a similar situation or share similar goal, then that is so-called maybe organization, NGO, NPO, or charity, or group of people. Okay, these are the Aquarius, and we are going to experience maybe could be people grew up together for what? Well, this is also related to Pluto in Aquarius, and we know last time Pluto in Aquarius, we experienced French Revolution. And just early today, I see some post is interesting writing about if they want to go to the 1933 Germany, Nazi started ruling the world. Let us give them the 1789 French Revolution. Hey, they people who wrote this are not astrologer, but for astrology is so interesting. How could they relate it to this? Well, as then for astrology, say, well, I told you so. I told you so. I think most astrologer already predict or forecast about this. I think we all agree with that. So this is the prediction of comet, and related to more is what we know at this moment. And the only sign the comet wasn't passed by on the tropical zodiac, only element is water sign. So I don't know. There's only always other things we can focus on the water sign. But for this comet, the surprising or shaking or huge challenge can come from the war, fire related to Sagittarius, action, sportive business, okay, and also religion and foreign and higher education for Capricorn, political, economic, political system, important political figure. And usually, comet in the sky are usually bring down, take some people to go with them. Who? I don't know. Okay, some president, some monarchy. Okay, and then with Aquarius technology, space, okay, weather, turbulence. And we can see at this moment the US just facing the really a very powerful cold spell, and then even the south of the United States experience that cool weather. And I mean Southeast Asia at this moment, just before the new moon, the temperature will going down. It's kind of extreme cold for us for that new moon, and we are celebrating the Lunar New Year at this moment, and the new Lunar New Year's Day will be super cold for us. So that's going to be fun. And I will relate that to the comet in Aquarius too. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing I'm going to share with you is there any important configuration like a conjunct? I know we want to talk about that. So far, it's only when it was perihelion, it conjunct the sun on the 13th of January. And also, I think the comet will also conjunct Pluto on next day. So, on the 14th of January, comet will align or conjunct Pluto at the first degree Aquarius. So this comet is really kind of an emphasize on the Pluto theme. And we know US just have their recent Pluto returned. Okay? And nevertheless, have you noticed the degree I just talked about? Okay? I talk about a 27-degree Capricorn. Well, if you forget, let me help you. Okay, let me remind you that there are few things would be very interesting. Okay, so let me share my chart. Here we are. Okay, the first you can see I use the discovery of this comet on the 5th of April 2024. I don't have exact time. I need to go back to do a little bit detective work to find the exact time. I can always find it, but I just like when I prepare this, I say, well, let me put the 0 o'clock first. And on that day, as I say, on that day, comet was at the 2-degree Capricorn. Okay, 2-degree Capricorn here. Okay, then the first day to be seen about this comet was where? I think was at the 16 degrees Sagittarius. Okay, was in 16 degrees Sagittarius. Well, I'm very curious because the most important thing was United States at this moment on the 18th of January, Trump inauguration, and then really we kind of step into a totally different world, or we go back to medieval society. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Well, it was the first to be seen. The degree was only 16 of Sagittarius, right on the Sibley chart ascendant. Okay, very close to Sibley chart ascendant. And then, as I say, the day it perihelion, it moved from 21-degree Capricorn to 27-degree Capricorn. That was on the, Pluto of the Sibley chart. And then we may last time to see this comet on 26-degree of Aquarius. And what does this mean? Pluto, then the moon, and the sun. Trump's inauguration, Pluto economic. Well, I don't think I will not say that's not going to happen. At this moment, as a financial astrologer, we know the US stock market is kind of pretty active about the overperforming economic, and the Trump promised that. So look like the only other part of the world suffered a bit, but the US is very powerful. With the Pluto return and the comet active this Pluto, and also combine all my other study of the financial astrology, I'm more likely dare to say we are going to experience at least a financial crisis very soon, especially with this comet. Okay, especially with this comet. Another thing with the moon, it has impact in the society of the United States. with those so-called Mark Zuckerberg complaint, the Meta's office is too feminine. We need more male energy. And then you have only this kind of white male supremacy. Well, I don't know. We already see the LGBTQ and also so-called, I don't know how to call it because I'm part of it. Maybe the minority race group, for example, Asian, African descent, or you know, Hispanic speaker. Already experienced Trump's inauguration, he took down the Spanish page of the White House. He removed all the LGBTQ policy from the White House website and included how they deal with HIV, things like that. They are not going to care about that. Well, I already write a long article about it. I'm not going to mention it, but this has impact. Okay, if comet the last being seen is on 26 degree of Aquarius, well, I think Trump are going to bring the change faster than we can guess. Okay, so this comet surprisingly bright up the sky. And do you have those degree? For example, I say being discovered at 2 Capricorn. Do you have any planet near that degree? And the first to be seen on 16 Sagittarius. And the perihelion is, I think, is between 21 to 27 Capricorn. They are all very sensitive on the same day. The comet moved the 6 degree that day. Okay, and then maybe eventually will disappear at 26 degree Aquarius. So do you have any planet around this degree? Does Trump have any planet degree? Does your country leader or important politician has the, you know, important planet or ascendant MC around this degree? I think it may worth to pay attention because a comet can maybe surprise them. Well, usually it's unpleasant surprise, but on a personal level, let me say that I don't want to darken doom. I think comet usually bring the creative energy if you know how to apply it. If, for example, if you have personal, for example, maybe you have a personal sun at 2 degree Capricorn or 16 degrees Sagittarius or 22 or 21 to 27 degree Capricorn, then you can apply this comet's energy, okay, to get solar energy and the comet energy combined together to be successful, to be creative, to be a powerful leader. All right. So this is today's AOA UK podcast. I decided usually in last week of a month, I usually bring fixed stars or astronomy, but today I decided combined together. Okay, combined together. Oh, I forget to talk about constellation because we have Sagittarius and the Scorpio of Ophiuchus. So that maybe mean pharmaceutical or another. Well, let me say epidemic rather than pandemic. Okay, epidemic or could be pandemic. We a lot of astrology keep forecasting this. But okay, that means I'm using the constellation to make a forecast for next year. We have a Scorpio. Well, usually Scorpio thing or water sign theme that related to what we can think about shipping, about ocean fare, about ocean pollution, about the water pollution, about the rainfall, about the landslide, mudslide. Okay, Ophiuchus is usually related to medicine issue, medical issue, and also some, epidemic or pandemic. Sagittarius, we already talked about the war or sportive things. Okay, Capricorn, economic and politic, and there's one sign, Microscopius. Well, last time before the COVID, we had another comet that passed the similar route with Ophiuchus and the Microscopius. Microscopius, what? You use it to see the tiny thing. What we usually see? Cell or bug or virus. So it could be discovery. It could be like a biological discovery, it could be chemical discovery, but it could be you find another bug or another important bug. All right, I hope it's not going to happen again. Well, the last one is passed to Pisces Australians, southern fish. Usually, this constellation significant we receive water or we receive the wisdom. Well, I really hope it really brings us wisdom. This is what we really need now. Okay. Well, thanks for watching Academy of Astrology podcast. I'm Rochang. Next week, also it's the last week of the January because we have the 5 weekend. Me and my mate Marcus Pratchett and Mandela Clay, we discuss we want to move our February podcast to this week, to the 31st of January, because that is very close to new one. We would like to put on that week. We will pre-record it just because I'm traveling at this moment. So our usual podcast time would be my 3 or 4 a.m. in Taiwan. So I will have a difficult to host that time. So we pre-record it. Okay. So see you on the 31st of January. We will pre-record our monthly transit discussion, and I will put on the 8 p.m. GMT on the 31st of January. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. If you have any question related to fixed star, constellation, astronomy, how to use stellarium, or about comet, write it down. I will try to answer it. If you like all this series, let me know what you like to learn. Maybe some basic astronomy, maybe some stargazing technique, or what telescopes to pick up. Okay, let me know, and I'm very happy to help. Oh, by the way, just 1 minute. On the 1st of February, I invite Sharon and I going to give the electional astrology webinar. If you are interested about how to use electional astrology to pick up the day, to initiate the event, to start your business, to sign a contract, get married, all these kind of things, this will be the course for you. Okay, Sharon is a great traditional astrologer, so I'm really happy to invite her to give us some idea to how to choose the date quickly and the know-how of electional astrology. All right, then, I speak too much. See you next week. Bye-bye.